couple of days into 2022, number 6, year 6, if you add 2 plus 0, 2 and 2, it'll equal 6, 2, 4, 6. 6 is good. I was born on the 6th day in November. But with the new year just passing, I have a 7-year-old, and I was too old when I had her. I will never ever regret having neither one of my children. Each child saved me at a different point in my life. They still continue to save me. They save a lot of people. Y'all just don't even know. But the 7-year-old and I have arguments a lot. I don't understand why. However, she wanted to not eat the black eyed peas and the collard greens, cornbread for New Year's Day. Now, I've done it my whole entire life. My mama cooked it, my aunts cooked it, my grandmama cooked it. I'm sure her grandmother cooked it, the grandmother before that. So for me, it doesn't really mean I'm going to have luck and I'm going to have money, which I am going to have. But for me, it's more tradition. So my daughter said, I'm not eating it. And I was like, well, yes, you are. We are eating it. Take a bite of this and a bite of that. We all going to eat it. And I called my aunt and I said, what are you cooking? What did you eat today? And she told me she had the black eyed peas, a bite of black eyed peas and a bite of greens. So superstition or not, it's tradition. And I'm all about traditions. And I try to be pro everything black. And it amazes me the impact that it leaves on my kids and when we're out, and how we are surprised and almost damn near mesmerized when we see black artwork, when we see black books, and when we see, some places when we go out of town we see black people. It's one of those things that growing up in the South, we were not always favorites, and a lot of people won't talk about it, but I want to talk about it. But some of us were raised colorists. Depending on how light or bright you were, that meant how much more prettier you were considered in the South, and it's still like that all over. The lighter, the better. So it took a long time for us to really start being able to embrace our beautiful brown skin and our curves, our kinky hair. So now that we've discovered that we can be pretty, and we found the pretty, the beautiful on the inside of us, let us celebrate it on the outside. Let us celebrate it. Let's be black and proud, and let's let our Black Lives Matter. But also, it doesn't mean that we're less anything else. We just want to be pro us. We want to celebrate us. It's time now. It's been time. So there's a lot of times where I share books and movies and dolls, because nobody understands better than a black girl what it's like to finally see black dolls, black pretty dolls in stores that look like you, or they look like black babies. There was a time where black babies were very unattractive, and if you'll Google it, and I'll try to find the link in here, they did a test on which baby doll was the pretty baby doll, which wasn't. And a lot of kids have been conditioned from an early age to say the lighter doll with the blue eyes is pretty. I am a very involved parent, and I was doing volunteer hours at my youngest daughter's school, and there's nothing new. I'm always there. I'm scared now because of Corona, so I volunteered twice in the building. The first time it was freezing, so I said, let me go outside. I'm gonna go outside. It's too much children need germs. I gotta go outside. So this day we were inside and we were helping the kids, and they were doing like a factory where they would come into this table, go to that table, go to that table. And every black girl that came to my table, yes, every single black girl. I talked to every kid that came to the table. I'm the fun mom. My kids want to meet it, but I'm the fun mom. But for the black kids especially, it was important for me to give them compliments, to ask them questions about what do they want to be, to give compliments, to uplift. And there was one little girl, we were pouring flour, salt or something, I don't know. And my kid's dad and I, we were at the table together, and he was trying to do it for us. I said, you don't really do this. You let these kids do it for themselves. We just having fun. We just watching them. So what if they spill it? You know, like, we got to clean this shit up. So I'll let them have fun. Well, this little girl poured it in the jar without spilling it. And I said, okay, black girl magic. Chauncey tries to pour without the funnel, and he makes a mess. And I asked him, I said, what happened to you? And he said, I guess I don't have black girl magic. He doesn't. You don't. But I was telling them how pretty their hair was, how beautiful their eyes were, how smart they were. The lefty, I was telling her, you know, I have friends with left hands, and left-handed softball players are supposed to be more desirable than right-handed. Anyway, so I always share with my daughters what I do that day, what they do. We talk different kind of, I'm raising them differently than I was raised. We do a lot of communicating. But anyway, my oldest daughter said, they're going to remember that. They'll remember that you gave them compliments and you did that. They'll take that with them. And it made me feel good on the inside, because I remember those special times. And it wasn't with parents, because back when I was younger, parents worked and they couldn't volunteer as much. But it was the librarian, Miss Mack, that saw my love for books, and she picked me. Oh my God, I hated that I published my book after she was gone, because she was part of the reason why I wrote the book, because she knew I loved books. So she allowed me to get out of class a little bit early to help her put the books back on the shelf and help in the library. And I knew then I wanted to be a librarian, but I don't want to work with kids, so that ain't gonna really work. But it was her, and it was Miss Miles that, so I guess I've always been a geek. I remember sitting across from Miss Miles, my second grade teacher. She was the sweetest older white lady I've ever met. And during lunch, I sat across the table from her many times. Like, I had friends all up and down the table. You could sit anywhere you want. I sat across the table from the teacher. I wanted to talk to her. And she reminded me that no matter where I came from, or no matter what I lacked, I still was a smart black girl. She didn't say pretty, she didn't say beautiful, she didn't say anything about my looks, but she knew how intelligent I was and how much of an eager student I was. And Miss Honey, she stayed on me because she knew how tough it was going to be. And it's so many teachers, Miss Taylor, Miss Bryson, like so many teachers that actually got in there. Male teachers too. I had a couple of male teachers that really were involved. And I just say that even though it's hard to give kids some reprimand or even criticize them, try, and not just with kids but adults too, because I had a little girl tell me on Christmas Day, I hadn't planned on going out and have lashes on. I don't even think my clothes matched, but I was just dropping kids off. And my sister said, stop by here. And I pulled over to one of her friend's house. And I've met this little girl. She is not nice. And she walked up to me and she said, you're so beautiful. And it was just like Elsa in Frozen. My heart melted a little bit. Like I almost shed one little thug tear for her. But it really made my day. So that let me know that not only is she being raised right, but somebody has instilled in her what I'm trying to put in other little girls, that somebody, so many women, put into me. So it doesn't cost anything to tell somebody, girl, you rocking that, and I will. You look good today, or you know, you're smart, you're beautiful. Just compliment somebody. You don't know what they may be going through. Or even if you do know what they're going through, sometimes we just want you to tell us that we're kind and we're beautiful and we smart. Just like on the help. Just tell us.